Your voice does make a difference in your house, in your school, at the job, in the city of Wichita, the state of Kansas, and in the United States of America. We're talking today, this afternoon, about human sex trafficking. So I want to thank Deronda and her team, Brad and his team, every hand that had anything to do with bringing the film to Wichita. In the last 4 weeks, I've been on 3 continents, southern and northern hemisphere, 14 cities, 4 countries, all doing this, about this issue. It's a global issue. And although it is a global issue, I want you to understand where my heart is. It's for the American kids. My heart's for the American teenagers, it's for the American boys and girls, for the U.S. kids, because there are so few organizations, global organizations, that fight for the U.S. I'm good friends with International Justice Mission and Christine Kane with A21 Campaign and all those big, massive organizations with the Salvation Army, but they all fight for foreign kids. No one's fighting for the American kid. You need to understand that Wichita, Kansas is on the map. Okay, even if you think it's not, in the grand scheme of things, it's on the map, so much so that you rank number 5 in the U.S. 50 states in the United States, how many cities? Thousands. Number 5 in the United States for trafficking your girls out of the city, Wichita, Kansas. It's real. It's at home. It's in your neighborhood. It's in your suburb. Do not think that race or class or social status or economic situation makes you immune to this thing. It's specifically in the malls and in the private schools. It's specifically in the areas where the police typically do not look. These guys who commit this crime, we call them the pimps. They're smart, they're intelligent, they know. 4 weeks ago, I did a seminar like this. 4 guys got up, they walked out. Homeland Security was in the room. We sent Homeland Security. 4 pimps sat in the human trafficking conference. That's how bold they are. That's how bold they've become. They'll approach the girls in the mall. This is not what you think it is. I want you to understand this afternoon, you're going to watch a film that every single scenario in the film, I can give you a name and an address where that kid's from. These are real events. And it's hard to make a movie like this because you want to show the nature of a crime in 93 minutes. And it's difficult to do. And as a Christian, that's my faith, that's my choice. That's the only sort of healing I believe is true, everlasting healing. That's the only place where if we find a girl and we're truly going to restore her, that I trust that we can do. There's certain things I can't do in a film. I cannot show nudity. Will never. I cannot show profanity or violence. But I still have to depict this crime accurately so that if someone who's been trafficked sits in the room, they'll say, that's what it's like. That's authentic. Homeland Security, ICE Division, Department of Homeland Security, US, they're in the movie. We brought their operatives in and said, look at the script, fix things. And they said, don't call us FBI. FBI gets all the credit. We don't shoot around corners. No cop holds his gun like this. And they said, do you really care about that stuff? I said, I do. Because I'm talking about real human lives here. And if there's a part of this story or something here that's fabricated or exaggerated, then it can be dismissed. Well, here's the reality today. You cannot dismiss this. You walk through those doors, you've got your popcorn, you've got a drink, please support concessions. It's a beautiful theater, they're renovating here, I love it. But here's something that will not happen today. You will not leave the way you came in. You don't have that choice. You're not going to have that option. This thing will change you. And no matter how much it challenges you in your seat, you stay put. Because in America, and I'm a proud American, hear me. I'm a South African, I'm a dual citizen, but I'm also an American, and I love the United States of America. I'm a proud American. Okay? But the problem with Americans is we play see no evil, hear no evil in this country. Don't tell me what's going on, because if I know, then I will be compelled to do something about it. So I'd rather not know. Obviously, that's not you because you're here. Prevention is important in this situation. We'll talk more about the film afterwards. And we're going to take a Q&A. But you're going to take a journey. You're going to see behind the veil. We draw the curtain. You're going to hear the thoughts of a traffic victim. A couple quick statistics for you. This crime is lucrative. Very lucrative. A lot of the drug cartels that I run into, I am thrown into the fast lane of this crime. I work with Homeland Security. I get the calls at midnight saying, hey, we're going on an undercover sting. Do you want to come with? I was there when I got a call and they said, listen, we just found our youngest victim in U.S. history, 2 years old. 25 times a day with men at 2 years old. You have to understand evil is real. And I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to enlighten you so you can protect your community. If you say, hey, I don't have kids, so I'm safe. No, you have neighbors. And they have kids. We need to start fighting for our communities. If you're waiting for the FBI or the CIA or Homeland Security or your state representatives, I don't know if there's some in the room, I've got a target on your chest. I'm coming for you. I am. I am bold about that. If you're a politician, you serve the people. They don't serve you. I'm coming for you. It is unacceptable to look at a list and go, Wichita, Kansas is number 5 in the United States. You shouldn't be on the list. That's not a statistic that you want your city to be represented by. Or your country, because here's the truth. $30.2 billion a year in girls only, worldwide, 10.2 billion United States, we lead the race. The US per capita spends more on buying sex from minors than any other nation in the world. This is a domestic issue. And we're not talking about buying girls from the Philippines or from Manila or from China. We're talking about American men, predominantly, honestly, abusing American kids. That should be an unacceptable, that should come from the White House. That's what a president should do. He should say, we're going to appropriate funding to kill this crime. We're not going to tolerate this thing and play monkey business. We're going to kill this crime. A month ago, we did a study. Austin, Texas, if you've never been there, has the largest bat community in the world. Okay? Bats. They live under the Austin Bridge. People take tours. They think it's cool. Right? So they were raising funds. Austin is the capital of Texas. They were raising funds to save the bats. We said, okay, we're going to go in for a race. We're going to raise funds to save girls in Austin. And we're going to see who wins, the girls or the bats. Okay? The bats beat us by $55,000. Where did we get so off that we have forgotten that a human life has worth? Because it does. It's easier to get a grant from the United States government to study how frogs mate than it is to get a grant to run a safe house to save girls and get them out of sex trafficking. Things are off. I'm not here to talk politics tonight, but you are the people of the United States and you have power in Wichita. Do not vote for an idiot. Rather don't vote than vote for an idiot. Because he's going to get your kid sex trafficked. Because he's not going to sign a bill to send money to a safe house that's fighting for your children. You've got to test people. They represent you, and you can make a difference. Do you know the average PTA president at a school gets 35 votes in the United States? It takes 35 votes to become PTA president. 350 votes average, right? To be a community leader, 3,500 votes average to become mayor of a city. It's nothing. It's nothing. Because Americans are passive. They don't engage. So I want you to engage on this issue. I want you to talk about sex trafficking. You will be enlightened. You will understand the nature of the crime. 3 of the top 10 cities in the world for trafficking kids are U.S. cities. Atlanta, Georgia, number 1 in the world. Houston, number 2. This is not something we can tolerate. It's got to stop. Rhonda and her team, we're here today. I'm here for one reason today, to represent them, to ask you to support them. When you leave here today, make sure you get their number. Make sure you ask, how can I engage? How can I donate? If not financially, my time. Maybe you're a super genius millennium that can run Facebook. Maybe all you do is handle social media for them. Or maybe you go to your school and say, listen, this movie, because it's not my movie, it's your movie. Yeah, I directed the movie, it's your film. You're supposed to do something with it. 80% of the funds we raise, my organization, my company, go straight into anti-trafficking organizations. 20% is to open new markets and go to other cities. This is your film. I want you to use it. Go to school. Say, hey, we got to show this film in school. Go to your council program. Go to the PTA. Go to the mayor. But please support the Rhonda's organization because they need help. They fight for Wichita. They fight for prevention. That's why we're here today. So I know you're freedom fighters because you're here. Last little fact I'll give you before we'll start the film. Martin Luther King had a march and a cool speech. And people say, Jaco, you're disrespectful. I'm not disrespectful. I just don't dwell in the past. I don't care about yesterday. What I can tell you is there's more slaves today, this is a fact, than Martin Luther King ever knew about. There's more slaves today than there's ever been in history in the United States, never mind the world. Where are those Martin Luther Kings today? Where's the dude today that'll say, shackle me, I'll take a bridge. I'm going to march 1 million men, because American kids are not for sale. Where are those people? Okay, or have we gone so far that there's not one? Because God says, my spirit hovers in the water to find one and will stand in the gap. So I'm asking, I'm compelling you today, watch it, talk about it. Not for our benefit, but for your city, for your benefit. And if we do this across the United States, we're going to make a difference. Okay? So thank you for being here. When the film is done, I'll ask Philippa, my wife, to come up with me. We're going to have a little 9-month-old here. We'll just put her binky in her mouth and maybe she won't talk. And we want to answer some questions, maybe about the film, or maybe just visit with you and help you understand the nature of this crime. You might say, how did this start for you guys? My wife is a screenplay writer. She was asked to write a book about human trafficking. But for me and my family, it started a little bit earlier. See, my sister was trafficked. This is not a book I read. I was the older brother at a single-parent home who had to watch a girl come back, who was not the same girl who left. I was the guy who had to hear about man after man after man after what they did to her. As a brother, I had to sit there and look in eyes and it's empty. I had to get a call a week later saying, hey, now she tried to commit suicide because she can't deal with it. We had to be there to pick up the pieces and see how God put her back together today, that she can run a massive organization and a ministry for girls who are in trouble. So this is firsthand. But it's not a chip on my shoulder. God's healed us from that and we're moving forward. Now we're fighting for your kids sitting here because you are a target. Okay? And if you know that the crime exists and you understand it, then you can be protected. Hope that makes sense. Okay? We appreciate you. Truly. I mean, I wish I could meet you by person, by name, look you in the eye and tell you you're a champion, you matter. Maybe we can do that at the door, I don't know. But just know that's my heart for you.